I don't know what it is about relationships that a lot of women, not all, but a lot of women get into some of these relationships and become the dumbest people on the planet of the earth. I was on Twitter the other day and there was a post that said, what is that opinion that you have about a relationship that a lot of people would find controversial? This is my take on that question. Giving advice to a woman in a toxic relationship is a colossal, massive waste of time. You will talk till the cows come home, and that woman is still gonna go home and be with that man. Personally, I don't think that there's anything that you can tell a woman who is in a traumatic situation with a man to leave that man. I don't think that there's anything that you would tell that woman that's gonna make her get up and go. I don't know what it is about relationships that a lot of women, not all, but a lot of women get into some of these relationships and become the dumbest people on the planet of the earth. You see the smartest, most intelligent woman get into a relationship with a man and she becomes such a dumbass. You can talk to these women and reason with them and point out A, B, and C why this is bad for them, how it's going to affect them in the future, how it might affect their children, how it might affect their mental health, their finances, whatever is at stake by them staying in that relationship. And they'll be like, yeah, you're right, and then they're going to go right back home and lay with that man. So what is my advice? My advice: build your support system, but always have that awareness that it's not your words that's going to get them out of there. A woman will continue to get beat on by a man until she wakes up one day and realizes that she is not a drum and this man cannot pound on her anymore. A woman will continue to be emotionally abused and physically abused. She's going to continue to get cheated on. She's going to continue to be gaslit, manipulated, all those other things, until she decides that she's had enough. Until she's had enough, she's not going to leave that relationship. Your speech is not going to do nothing. Your little advice is not going to do nothing. Cutting her off is not going to do nothing. Distancing yourself from her is not going to do nothing. It's one of those situations that nobody can save you, only you. So you have to have that awareness that, yeah, she's your friend. Continue to advise her, continue to guide her, continue to be there for her. But realize that nothing is going to change until she decides that she's had enough. And many times when women have decided that they've had enough, things really change in their lives. So continue to build your support system, continue to be a good friend, continue to be there for them. I mean, if you can't watch them destroy their life and you want to walk away, that's also fine. But know that that speech that you have planned, some people even call intervention for their friends, it's a waste of time. Nothing is going to change. She's going to go right back home to that man who's beating her, and he's going to continue to beat her, and nothing is going to change. I remember as of recently somebody was talking about how their neighbor is being abused, their female neighbor is being abused, and she's called the police 4 or 5 times. And every time the police comes, the boyfriend of the neighbor will convince the neighbor to say that she's not being abused. So she'll tell the police she's not being abused. And so this girl had called the police so many times that the police had to come and warn her and say, at this point, we're going to charge you for falsely reporting a crime. Because every time they came, the woman said, no, nothing happened. He didn't put his hand on me. I mean, bruised, battered. You can see like physical evidence on her body that she's been traumatized. But because she has not opened her mouth and said, yeah, I'm in trouble, the police can't do anything. And so this girl is looking at her neighbor like, girl, this man is gonna kill you one day. Your children's lives are in danger, this and that. And the woman is just like, yeah, no, I know what you mean. I'm gonna leave and blah, blah, blah. Nothing changes. The next day, she's hearing her boyfriend beating her in there. Of course, she can't call the police anymore because she's scared that they're going to charge you for a crime. You have to understand that your friend, your family member, that person that you care about, that you know is in a toxic relationship, there's not much that you can do to help them. It's one of those situations that they have to decide that they've had enough of the abuse, that they've had enough of being like mistreated, they've had enough of being manipulated, gaslit, you know. So make peace with the fact that you probably won't be able to change their mind. Make peace with the fact that you're going to give them advice and they're not going to listen. They're going to agree with you in the moment, but then they're going to go back to their men and nothing is going to change. And many times it makes things worse. It will make your relationship worse. And why do I say this? Because they kind of see you as the enemy. Like, they know that you hate their man, or you giving them advice and you being upset with the fact that they're being mistreated in their relationship can make them look at you like the enemy, because they can perceive it as if you don't like their man. And it might put that distance in your relationship with them. And if they go back and tell their man what you told them about him, he can manipulate them to cut you off as well. So you just have to be smart with the way you go about this. But ultimately, it's not your choice. It's not a decision you have to make for them. It's a decision that they have to make for themselves. They will continue to be abused and maltreated and battered, gaslit, cheated on, A, B, and C, until they themselves decide that they've had enough. And when they decide they've had enough, that's when things end. It's a tough place to be, because it kind of makes you feel like you're powerless. I know of some people who had to cut off like family members, siblings, friends, you know, because they just couldn't watch this person being like physically abused all the time. It's a painful place to be. But I think all you can really do is just let them know that you support them, and that the day that they decide that they no longer want to be part of the relationship, you're going to be there for them. They need to know that they're going to have that support system, because a lot of them, especially people who are physically and emotionally abused, they're alienated from the people that they love. And so a lot of them stay in those situations because they feel like they don't have anyone. So showing them that they have that person, that if anything happens, they will always have your support, that actually also helps them. So support them. If you're a religious person and you can pray, please pray for them. They need a lot of prayers. And let them know that you're going to be there for them no matter what. That makes a lot of difference in their life. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Please, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.